しました。皆さん大使に会ったことある？駐日大使誰か会ったことある人？初めての人？ Okay. I asked them to their experience to meet ambassador of some foreign country in Japan. This is their first time to meet ambassador for real.
Thank you very much.
本日はですね、東ティモールの駐日大使、とても貴重なご縁があってですね、本日皆さんのためにですね、お越しいただきました。来ていらっしゃいました。ですね、皆さん質問も出していただいてですね、本日ですね、東ティモール、東南アジアの ASEAN の国の一つですね、皆さんあんまり馴染みないと思うんですけれども、本日東ティモールがどういう問題を持っているのか、どういう、今までどういう経緯で独立、そういう過程を経たのか、歴史も含めてですね、歴史、地理、経済、いろんな方面でですね、皆さんいろいろ勉強になると思います。積極的に質問、してください。本日講義はですね、英語なんですけれども、皆さんのレベルなら大丈夫かと思います。拍手で。
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Good afternoon.
This is a show indicate to me that most of them still not know where is Timor-Leste located. In my presentation, outline of the presentation is geography of Timor-Leste, history of Timor-Leste, society of Timor-Leste, and economy of Timor-Leste. Four things that I describe here is a connect each other. We cannot talk only geography itself. We cannot talk history itself. We cannot talk only society itself. Those and also the economy. But it's an interconnection, connected or interdependency one to each other. We start with the first. Where is Timor-Leste located? Or you know that geography of Timor-Leste. In this map, you have Timor-Leste is located in the Southeast Asia and on the southernmost edge of the Indonesian archipelago, northwest of Australia. That's why when he give an answer only Indonesia. No, we are in the middle and Indonesia and Australia, two big countries. You saw in this map indicate that in the circle is Timor-Leste. Here is Australia and that one is Indonesia. So, and also Timor-Leste, not only this geography itself, but we also located in two oceans, Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean, and the Asian continental and Australia continental. Timor-Leste, as I mentioned before, that you see in this map, is we are flanked by two giant countries, Indonesia and Australia. Before we go more to the other slide, I want to bring share some of the experience that we have. We have a boundary with Australia, maritime boundary. We have a boundary with Indonesia. We call maritime boundary with Indonesia. And we also have a land boundary with Indonesia. But there are not any land boundary with Australia. That's something unique. So what in 19, as I did this map show the location of the maritime boundary established by the treaty between Australia and Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, establishing their maritime boundary in 2018. It means that before we have a problem, how to resolve our problem maritime boundary with Australia. Even we are rich in that boundary, in the sea, we have a fish, we have a oil, we have a gas, natural gas, and also tourism. But if without maritime, clear of the maritime boundary, development cannot be done. Problem will be there. So our Prime Minister and our leader put the idea together. We prepare, resolve, and determine or make a demarcation of our maritime boundary first before we make a development. That's why we sit together with Australia, and then we negotiate with Australia for 2 years through UNCLOS, United Nations Convention Law of the Sea. We use this, and then through the conciliation we resolve our maritime boundary. And this is the first in the Asian country that we use UNCLOS. And you know, now we have a big problem in Asia. Australia, Philippines have a problem with Russia. Japan have a maritime boundary in Okinawa with China. Japan have a maritime boundary in Hokkaido with Russia. And Malaysia have a maritime boundary with Indonesia. Philippines have a maritime boundary with Indonesia and other countries. So many maritime disputes still not resolved, still not solved. Because of what? They pay back to the government, back the politician. So what we are, Timor-Leste, we are lucky. We can resolve our maritime boundary together with Indonesia, together with Australia, with the peace, security, and no problem until now. That's how to resolve problem of maritime boundary without any conflict. This map show to us that this is our maritime boundary with Australia. So now we already explore our natural resource like gas, oil in this boundary. But in the future, we also now our government have a plan to resolve our maritime boundary with Indonesia too. This statement already raised up by our Prime Minister in Denpasar that have one of international conference about the ocean, about the sea. And rise up in that meeting that before we start talking about how to develop maritime, how to develop the security, and also about the tourism, other things, I need my Prime Minister ask to President of Republic of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, that we have to sit together to resolve maritime boundary with Indonesia. This is the next step. So about the sovereignty of the country. Timor-Leste is shown in this map that we have a municipality, like here is a prefecture, 13 municipality, and we have a 65 sub-district, and in the sub-district we have 442 villages, and we have a sub-villages of 2,225. This is about the localization of the about administration. So from the municipality, district, sub-district, suku is a village, and then sub-village. Here in Japan it's different, we use prefecture. And currency that we use, US dollar. We have a advantage, we use the US dollar, but the price is, after this war, the price of the oil and gas is priced up, and we are lucky we got money. But in the other side, we are not lucky because there are not many investors go to there because we use dollar, the currency. But we also have a centavos, start with develop our own money, let's use the centavos. That's because the new country in this center in Asia. Our language is Tetum, and Portuguese is official language, Tetum. The working language, English and Indonesian. We have a dialect, a local language, 33 local language. This is in some of the African country and Asian other country. So many dialect, big problem. How to unite them? But we are lucky. We use Tetum. Tetum language is one of the lingua franca that can be united us if we spoke Tetum. That's something different with Africa and another country. That Tetum is a united language that can bring us together. So if everybody speak Tetum, they know each other. That's the difference with some of the African countries. They have a problem because of each village, each dialect, and each traditional law and traditional people, they fight each other. And our prime minister is a semi-presidential prime minister. We have a president, Mr. Ramos Horta. Religions, majority of Timor-Leste people is Catholic. Catholic. So 97% Catholic. Why we got we also adore like animism and also something like Buddhism and the other, but we use the Catholic because we was colonized by Portuguese during 450 years. That's one of the mission of the Portugal is how to bring gospel to evangelization to the world. Total population now that we after independence we got now is 1,357,000 population. Very young. You compare with Japan, maybe Iwate, only Iwate prefecture. So very small country. Compared with Japan is a big number. And you see the people on this picture, the elder and then the young and also the children. Their face is looks like not sad. They are happy, they laugh and they smile, and in the children they very laugh and show something that the victory. They have hope. They have hope. Even already we was colonized by 450 years, and after that we was colonized, invaded by Indonesian 24 years, but our character, our style, they show in this picture, show that we are happy and still have a hope. Hope for what? Hope for education, and hope for work, and hope for everything. Climate change. So Japan have a 4 season. Timor-Leste, we just have a 2 season. Our Timor-Leste is in tropical country, and we have a 1 season. It's a dry season, start May until November, and wet season December until April. This picture and showed about how we are in the dry season and in the wet season. This is about the mountain. Mountain. Geographically, we have one highest mountain in Timor-Leste is we call mountain of Ramelau. Portuguese changed the name to Ramelau. The original name is Tatamailau. Tatamailau. Because I know that you become as a teacher. So very careful and very, how to say that, please conserve and to keep your identity. Because if we change Ramelau to Tatamailau, automatically this will change our some of identity. Even you cannot spell about the Tatamailau to change to Ramelau, but you change the identity of the people. Not only this, many cases that happened in my country, we lost the original word the original style, original culture. So it is a part of the colonization of the culture. Mountain is the hike, the 2,918 meters. But after we put the pilgrim statue, the number is 3,000. Go to 3,000 from the sea. So, but this mountain also very famous as pilgrim tourism, annual pilgrim commemorating. So every year many people, many tourists, and many youth people go to there to pray and also hiking. So many people and many tourists also go to that place. Some of them go to there not only climb, but they went to there because in this area, this location, municipality have also traditional house that very famous, and many of anthropology they went there to make a study, research. Where is this language came from? And the lake is the large lake. We have one large lake in the lake in Timor-Leste called Iralarlar in Los Palos, eastern of Timor-Leste. The big lake, but still not developed very well. That's why after that I will show you what is our problem. We have a natural resource, but still not developed very well. And we also have this lake very close in the one part of the national park called Nino Coni Santana in eastern. After independence, we put Nino Coni Santana, this as a national park. It's still very pure, it's still not developed. When I went to Takao Mountain, I saw many things that are so beautiful. How can we develop this in my country? So I went to another place also. I got the inspiration. Why Japan can develop this and Timor-Leste we cannot? These are a part of the human resource problem, education. We talk about human resource, we talk about everything, but education is the key. No education, no development. No education, no teacher, no development. That's the philosophy of the life. That's why education and teacher is very, very important. I know that you become next day, one day you are a teacher. Teacher is a teacher. A teacher is a leader, even very small in the rural area, but you, from your product, some become as a minister, as a prime minister, because of the teacher. We also have an island, very small. Japan, we have many, many islands. But Timor-Leste, we just have two islands. One we call Jaco, is eastern of East Timor in Los Palos district, municipality, located in southeastern end of the country in Lauten municipality. It's uninhabited island, no people, but only animal, bird, but very, very potential for tourism. It's still not developed yet. I continue to repeat, it's still not, but in the future, if one of you from this class spread this information to your friend, to your brother, to your sister, or to other people, particularly for the investor, come to invest in Timor-Leste, I'm so happy. This lecture not only give to you to share experience, but I also encourage you, and I also ask you, one of you, everyone looking for one person to invest in Timor-Leste. Even very small. Education is okay, and tourism is and the other sector. And in this, as I mentioned before, the DIF is very good for tourism, for relaxation, and also swimming. Deers and snake and also bird, very famous in this island. You see, this is. I went together with my college, older son. I went to Nara, and I went to Nakamura in one island, Miyajima. I saw many deers, but very close with the people, human. How can they contact and how can they live there? And in compared with my country, they come together here because of problem of water. No water, so the deer come and then the staff put water there and they come to get the water. But here is different. This is about how to develop the animal is very close with the people. So even they are animal, but they have instinct. How? That's very, very important that I learned also from Japan. In Miyajima, I went there, in Nara. Then the second island is Atauru. Atauru is very famous. Total population is over 9,000. And a part of the municipality. Tourism is a big potential for tourism, but still not developed. But for the what kind of tourism that can be attract people in here is for snorkeling and also for diving and the other. I will show you after the end of this presentation about the Atauru we have. I provide one video here. Timor-Leste livelihood. Most of Timor-Leste Timorese people are farmer. So we have paddy field, corn, cassava, because geographically we some places is in the many places in the hill and the mountain, but we also have some for the paddy field. This one that's we get the support from JICA and the government of Japan. But after I have one specific slide that about how Japan to help Timor-Leste after independence. It is about the history of Timor-Leste because, as I mentioned before, that geographically we have we was coral, we have land, we have a sea, we have a maritime boundary, we have many things, but natural resources, but we also have history itself. Just share with you. Historically, we in 1515, Portuguese landed in Timor-Leste, in this municipality, enclave. Why Portuguese colonists come to Timor-Leste? They are looking for sandalwood. And also the second is they brought the Christian, Catholic and Christian, how to evangelize Timor-Leste to get Catholic. As I mentioned to you that the majority of Timor-Leste, 97% Catholic because of the exchange culture and about the civilization that we got from Portugal. And also in Portugal colonized us during 450 years. It's a long. So how suffer Timor-Leste people? How much in this year we got education the same as you? Only few people who get money, who get job, their children, their kids can go to the school and university. Only few people go to university. I in that time I was 6th year before I lost my father, and I know little bit about the history. Who get a job, who get privilege. This is have a big gap between people in rural area and people who get privilege in the government and others. So, World War II also. After Dutch, Japan, after Australia and Dutch also and involved how to against with Japan and the other World War II. We also have been involved in this situation. We suffer, but as our policy, government policy, that we want to look forward, not the same country that we have to compensate as compensation. No. The compensation is for us is just create a problem. So we want to the history in the past put as a history and look forward to develop country for the young generation, for the old people, the elder that they already have a commitment. We burn everything and we develop new for the young generation. That's something different with other country that still continue as the compensation, but we are not. And after that, we also in the two, this is a picture just showed to you, this is how our ancestors and the others, and also heritage, like indicate to us that is a Portuguese, all is Portuguese. This cave is from Japan. This. We still have many, not many, but in my prefecture we have 7 cave from Japan. And another municipality also have this same cave. This is very good for how, if we develop very well in the future, can attract tourism. Can attract tourism, and if I'm a government, I want to develop this as a national park too, for UNESCO, how to make a peace park. This is the idea, but how to develop, that's important. So not everything is in the past is a problem, but everything in the past can be developed and preserved. We can do something for young generation in the future. These, as I already mentioned, that there is a Portuguese, why Portuguese come to Timor-Leste, sandalwood, and also they bring the glory and gospel, and looking for the, especially sandalwood. So that's a Portuguese colonized us for 450 years. This is still in history, so we also have occupation, as I mentioned before, that Indonesian, after we got declared our unilateral proclamation, there's unilaterally, we in 28th of November 1975, and after that, Indonesian come to invite Timor-Leste because of we have a civil war. Civil war is meaning that our leader have 3 parties in Timor-Leste. One party wants to join with the Indonesia, one party wants to join with Australia, and one party wants to get independence immediately. That's threatening. UDT, Timor-Leste Democratic Union, and Apureti Association that want to join with Indonesia. It's, they fight each other and have blood, and then Indonesian come to neutralize this problem in Timor-Leste. But at the end, Indonesian claim Timor-Leste a part of one of the provinces of Indonesia. That's why we don't receive, and we continue fight even when you know the Santa Cruz massacres. Many people die and many people suffer. Many people lost their father. Many people, including myself, I lost my father. But that's the consequence of the war. And we decided to get independence, and we get support from UN, United Nations. We lobby and also make advocacy, including in Japan. We got Japan solidarity, like as I mentioned before, like Professor Yamada, and one of the organization here that many that they can support us for our independence. There's diplomas, that did by my president now before he was a diplomat. I already mentioned. And then in August 19, after this, we unilaterally we decided our proclamation, but it's still not recognized by the world, by the UN. So we are fighting, and with Indonesia we suffer. That's I told to you before that we was colonized by 2 countries, and very how suffer Timorese people. And then, as I mentioned, that UN support us, and UN come, United Nations mission support in Timor-Leste. They come and then to support us how to prepare Timor-Leste to get independence. Like now you see that many countries like Ukraine and Russia, it's about the one province there, suppose they make a referendum but UN, but this is depends to the lobby. So, but Timor-Leste, we continue to negotiate with Indonesia through UN, and finally UN take many resolutions. I don't want to explain detail, but these all the resolution from the UN give us support to Timor-Leste to get independence. Some they want to us to join integration, but the other side also the UN come to Timor-Leste prepare our referendum in 30 of August 1999. Timor-Leste and in Indonesia the referendum for in Timor-Leste. We make a referendum in Timor-Leste under the UN support. So 19%, there's a percentage there that show that people choose independence, not autonomy with Indonesia. So in this part, many people also I know many we suffer, and they create a militia and then kill many people, and then one of the many people, and then UN has create UNAMED there to make a preparation for us to get a referendum, and then continue have a fighting, not fighting, but we the Indonesian the militia kill many people. So our leaders and also from the Asia, including Japan, they send 20 countries to Timor-Leste to make neutralize the situation. They don't have again about the killing, they kill the people. So the many violence are contested in Timor-Leste in 1999. And restoration of independence. So after UN give full support to Timor-Leste and we got independence, and at the end, 20 of May 2002, we declare in our independence. Timor-Leste has become as an independent country that recognized by the world, by UN, and Indonesia also recognize this resolution from UN, and then until now we are not a part of Indonesia, but we are an independent country. And after we fight each other, we struggle for independence with the Indonesians after occupied in 24 years, we together with the Indonesian Timor-Leste, we create reconciliation. Reconciliation is meaning that how to forgive the past and look for the world, look forward. The same as World War II and the other. But this case, this decade, this time, this period, Timor-Leste after independence, Indonesia as before as our rival, two rival before together as a friend until now. So these pictures show to us our president, Mr. Shanana Guzman, with the president of Indonesia, Megawati Soekarno Putri, my prime minister at that time, Mr. Shanana, with the SBY, Indonesian president, and Joko Widodo with my president, President Ramos Horta. This picture that show that before as an enemy, today as a friend. We look not for ourselves, but for the young generation. That's the character and also the how to make a peace, but not for the elder, but how we plant something for the young generation in the future. Not always continue look for the past. The past is past, but this depends to the country. But in our country, my country, we have our strong culture. That what the past is past. We need to see, we look forward. And also Indonesia continue support us, for accession to the ASEAN. And economically, we depend to the Indonesian from good and service, many things from Indonesian, because we have know nothing about the product, some of like from food and the others from Indonesia. And we still use Bahasa Indonesia, also very close because influenced by the TV. Bilateral relation with Japan. So after we got independence, we don't have many, we have a big destroy. So how to develop that country? No electricity, no school, no facility, no school furniture, no power, and no water supply. How? Who can help? One of the big donors that support us at that time is Japan. Japan contribution in that time is very big to develop this country until now, government of Japan. So that's one of the priority that Japan put to support since that time, including peacekeeping operation mission, and until for the grand assistance that I put here, development and improvement of the social infrastructure, promotion of the industry and diversification, improvement and expansion of the social service delivery. This is three main points that based on our national strategy plan, Timor-Leste National Strategy Plan 2011 until 2013. That's our national and Japan. And Japan, we established our relation, diplomatic relation, since 20th of May 2002, we already start our diplomatic relation. After independence, in that day, we create diplomatic relation. And in 2022, marked the 20th anniversary of the restoration of independence Timor-Leste and also the anniversary of the diplomatic relation between Japan and Timor-Leste. Japan continues to support us until now. One of the university, this is in National State University is developed and constructed by Japan's government. This building, and this one, big irrigation for the paddy field and others is constructed by Japan in Manatutu municipality and also Manatut, Vikeke and also Maliana. Three big irrigation. How to plant it. And also in area of infrastructure of port, Japan also constructed a new port in Atauru and also in Oikusi and Dili port. Still have a plan for other ports, more than one in Baucau, Los Palos, and also Betang. Four more ports still in the planning to construct it. These for what? For how to transport the fishing, fishermen they bring the product from the sea to the market. This is the basic for how to diversify the economy of Timor-Leste is one part of the construction that support by Japan government. Civil society. This is a style as I already mentioned before that you see that the youth people how they laugh and they're very happy. The society, the Timorese are incredible, hospitable, and gregarious and some is I don't want to mention, but just you can show here in the picture and three things here is very important. Many people told to us sometimes that Timor-Leste is a very difficult country and very difficult people to communicate. No. Every people, every country, every depend to the how to we approach. Depends on how you go to see. But if you just watch in the TV, the main now is one of the big problems in the world is social media. Don't trust this too much. Please go and see, and then you can eat. But you just watch everything in the social media. Sometimes make you don't have idea, and it make you afraid, and you can develop yourself, and you can make your plan to go to that country or some the places that you want to go. please don't trust too much about the social media. Sometimes some people already there, but please, that's why one of the part that I want to ask you, invite you, please also disseminate this information from today to your friend, to your family, that please invite you to come to invest, to visit Timor-Leste. Social life of Timor-Leste issues that this is the problem that we face in my country. One is it's a very young country, even we got independence in already 20 years, but sorry. One of the unemployment rate, youth people like you and many still not get a job. Even we have land, potential land that for agriculture, for the fishery, for the agri-tourism, and the other that can be developed and can make money, but lack of education, as I already back to you, lack of education, lack of the skill, lack of the human resource, and lack of the private sector to develop the country. So the number of the unemployment rate is increased. So basic to resolve this problem is education. If you educated yourself and get a lot of information from other many people, you become as a success in the future. But you don't educate yourself now to get something to your career. Your future is blank. Education, and the second is about the unemployment and also education. As I mentioned right here, that's some is the problem of family, orphan, and also divorce, many things, and also agriculture. You see, the lady still use these tools. It's meaning that now is already modern, is a tractor, but why she still use this one? So some country is developed, but they support other countries that want to fight and continue each other. Why not you bring your tractor to that country to produce rice? Why not you bring your technology to that country to use solar panels to develop that people to give your rice and to give your life? But you bring those materials to other countries that want to make a war and kill each other. Which one is better? That's one of the things. That's how to change the world, how to develop the people. We give also as how to say that? How can I say the human rights and human being is so important. Not only about your interest, political interest, but put as human and human is important. Not political some interest in behind of that. That's and also agriculture and also water supply. Water supply, many of the people in the remote areas have a problem, no water for water, clean water. And medicine was the same for the people in the remote area is medicine. So government of Japan also support us very much in three, what I mentioned, unemployment and the other. This is about the economy. Economy is mentioned that one of our product is coffee. Coffee cassava. Coffee is famous in the world and also famous in Asia. One of our product that already come to the Japan market is coffee. Coffee in Australia, America, Japan, and also New Zealand, Australia, and other countries. We export coffee. So very famous coffee. And from the coffee, that money we develop little bit to construct something for the development of that country. And economy, as I mentioned before, that this is natural resource that for instance we have sandalwood, coffee, coal, petroleum, natural and gas, marble, natural and cultural. This is our project about oil and gas. Gas, the LNG that we use in Japan, that's also from Osaka gas, Tokyo gas. That's from Timor-Leste.
Oh, 美味しい。
Glass that we use in Tokyo is from Tokyo. One of the big company in Japan that cooperate with us is Tokyo Gas. Also Osaka, but in different area, right? And also Impex, but we together with Australia, not Timor-Leste. Yeah. Three big company from Japan that work together with us to explore our natural resource, oil and gas, in this field in Australia. After we conclude our maritime boundary, we start to develop this. So which part is Australia, which part is Timor-Leste? So cannot, this is something that I mentioned before. Before you decided to develop about the sea and the other, please determine or about make a demarcation about your line, your boundary. So now our Prime Minister, now we can talking about the tourism, about the other field that reach that inside of this area, Ilidio. Please looking for some people who want to invest in this area. It's good for us. And the second is about the second picture is tourism. This is also what the coral that, as I mentioned in Atauru, is a very potential for not only depend on oil and gas, but how to diversify this sector to reduce our dependency to oil and gas. Here, this is still under development, need a professional, as I mentioned. We have a natural resource, as I mentioned here, tourism and the other, marine and the other, but human resource is very important. Who prepare the human resource? You guys, teacher. Teacher is produce many people how to develop that country. No teacher, no development, as I mentioned before. Teacher is a hero. I told it because my father also teacher. That's I told it. From the teacher, now I become as a diplomat. My teacher, my father, this inspire us how to. That's even very small, but if we came back to Timor or some country, some your place, you continue respect your big teacher. Teacher is teacher, cannot change. So just motivate you that you prepare people to go to lead the country, not politician. Politician came from you, lecture from you. So that's just to motivate, but depend to your decision. This is about the economy. Industry, as I mentioned before, I don't want to make more, because I already explained before about our natural, we depend on natural, our dependency is big to the oil and gas. So oil and gas is something is one day finished. It cannot produce again. We have to looking for another block, another place. But that's why need to diversify our economy with the other sector like agriculture, tourism, marine, and the others. That's I mentioned to you before that tourism, agriculture, we still not develop very well. So we are dependent on the most of the development budget is take from the oil and gas. This is also about the number of unemployment rate that I already mentioned before to you. So the number is always increased, but even this year is reduced. But we continue find this problem. So unemployment rate is very high. So government of Timor-Leste policy how to reduce the number of unemployment. We have three. One is we use to send our youth people to outside, to abroad, to learn and to work in outside. One we have cooperation with bilateral cooperation with the government of South of Korea. We send people, youth people that already graduated, and then just give a training Korean language to them, language and Indonesian language, and then they work in Korea. So total people that now in Korea is increased every year, and then they work. Not only the work money that they get, but they change their mindset. Before lazy people, lazy young, lazy girl, but now they're very how to say that, they very strong to make money and how to help their family. It's meaning that if they continue in Timor-Leste, they do nothing. They still the same problem. But after they got job in south of Korea, they send back money to their family. First of all, they change their mentality, the change of mindset. When they change their mindset, they start to thinking about how their family survive. Don't go to the big one about the country, but the family. Family is a basic, very basic info. How to say that? How can I say? To develop from family and you go to talk about the country and village or the other. So they send back money to their family and they give money to send money to pay their brother or sister school, and they start their own business. They start own business. That we got experience from South of Korea, and also we got experience from Australia. We also send people to Australia, every seasonal workers, not only Timor-Leste, but from Vanuatu, from Pacific Island, together there. Before, suppose these Australia will receive from Pacific Island, because we are not, still not part of the Pacific Island, Timor-Leste. Now is observer, but we change, we make advocacy, and we talk, negotiate with Australia how to change the Australian policy. It's not easy, but and then Australia receive our Timorese workers. You come to study work in Australia. Now the number is increased in Australia. And I also I myself in Japan try to how to accommodate, and we try to Japan government, Kochi prefecture, they already received 7 people from Timor-Leste work technical intensive trainees program in Kochi prefecture last year. So the next year, 8 people will come again to work there. And another prefecture that already ready to receive, like Hiroshima, Fukui, Saitama, Ibaraki, they are ready to receive. But now need to ask to government have an agreement between G2G to finalize this, and then the next step, the number will be increased. This is a part of the, suppose this done 20 years ago, but still not late, but we try to increase the number, and then how to send Timorese people to come to start to get a technical intensive program in Japan. And many also in UK. UK, because of we use Portugal passport, we can use the 2 passport, the citizenship. One is Timor-Leste and also Portugal. So use the Portugal passport. In that time, it's so easy from Portugal, they can come to work in UK, the Ireland. That's one of the advantages that we receive compared with another country in ASEAN. They don't have this privilege what we have. Like Indonesia, they cannot go to work in, but they can. But I have to know they have to make a big effort. But we use passport, we can work in UK. It's one of our advantages that we took 2 nationality in these things. A benefit of that, I already mentioned that to contribute, one is to change their mentality and to contribute to their daily needs in their families, and education, and develop and promote the professional skill, and also the remittance they send immediately to their family, not to the government. Some of the government, they have to pay a tax, but we know that's the result of for the overseas workers. This is what I already mentioned before, that our priority for the government. This is not statistic, but strategy development plan. Timor-Leste strategy, not a statistic. Strategic development plan. So to create a long-term job. But the most priority for us, as I already mentioned before, that social capital is one of the first priority. The second priority is infrastructure. We build road and clinic, school, and water supply and port. How to facilitate this, and also the economic development. This is one of 3 pillars for Timor-Leste Development Strategy Plan 2011 until 2030. And then from the one of the part of this is a small part of the National Development Plan. We have to all children can access to the school with a good quality. Timor-Leste will be a gender fair society where human dignity and human rights are valued, protected and promoted by the law and culture. And Timor-Leste will have an extension network of the land and marine national park that protect presented example of, as I mentioned to you, we have natural resource, oil and gas, and also the sea can be developed as a tourism attraction. But if we don't make a maritime boundary clearly, still not get how the war will be there. So this is a short video of Atauru that after that all the I think this is my presentation. I know that I talk very much because I also know that we need to exchange this info. I pass this information to you because as a young country, as a small island, on behalf of my people, I thank you very much for Professor Won and Kobo for your presence and also for the dear students. I hope this presentation can support you, and also my question to you that please one of you influence your friend to visit Timor-Leste or to invest in Timor-Leste. And together we build Timor-Leste, together we develop ourselves, and together we help each other. Thank you very much.